Manna, August 14th. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household? Matthew 10:25. However graciously stated, the truth is a sword which penetrates in every direction, and which, as our Lord foretold, frequently sets parents against children and children against parents, because the darkness hateth the light and opposeth it in every possible manner. In view of the Lord's teachings regarding this subject, and of how the wisest presentation of it may be ultimately misconstrued, it behooves everyone who would serve the truth faithfully to be as careful as possible not to be misunderstood, to let it be clearly understood that we neither participate in nor advocate anarchy of any kind, but on the contrary, are standing for righteousness and the highest of laws, the divine law. Reprint 3131.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into, well, a really thought-provoking passage from a specific source, Daily Heavenly Manna, August 14th. It's pretty short, but it's incredibly impactful, focuses right in on the nature of truth, and how it gets received.
Exactly. And our mission, really, for this deep dive is to unpack the core insights for you, particularly its view on, well, standing firm in what you believe.
Right.
Even when you hit resistance or, misunderstanding, we're going to explore this idea of truth as both this penetrating force, but also a call to, clarity and righteousness.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that central idea straight away. The source, it quotes Matthew 10:25. It says, "It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household?" Now, for context, Beelzebub was basically calling Jesus the master a demon. So, wow.
Yeah, pretty intense.
It really sets the stage. It's saying, look, if the ultimate truth teller got that kind of opposition, well, followers should probably expect something similar, right?
Absolutely. And then it hits you with, the truth is a sword which penetrates in every direction.
A sword. That's quite the image.
It is. And it's not just metaphorical, you see. It's describing the effect of truth. A sword divides, it exposes, it can be uncomfortable.
Right.
And the text acknowledges this. It says, truth frequently sets parents against children and children against parents.
Wow, not just minor disagreements then.
No, not at all. It's a profound division, and the text explains why. The darkness hateth the light and opposeth it in every possible manner.
So opposition isn't just possible.
It's almost framed as expected, a natural reaction, maybe when light hits darkness. Truth demands a response, and it's not always going to be positive.
Okay, so that's a powerful point. Expect opposition. But then, and this is where I think it gets really interesting, despite predicting this friction, the source emphasizes a crucial responsibility. It says, it behooves everyone who would serve the truth faithfully to be as careful as possible not to be misunderstood.
Yeah, that's the balancing act, isn't it?
Exactly. Be ready for opposition, but also be super diligent in how you communicate. Seems tricky.
Well, I think it's because truth can be divisive that the clarity becomes so important.
Oh,
it's like the source is saying, okay, resistance will come, but don't give them easy ammo. Don't let them twist your words unfairly.
So how do you do that? Especially if the message is challenging.
Good question. And the text gives a very specific directive here. It clarifies what standing for truth does not mean.
Right.
It says, to let it be clearly understood that we neither participate in nor advocate anarchy of any kind.
Okay, so directly tackling potential misinterpretations, like don't paint us as revolutionaries or chaotic.
Precisely. It's like a preemptive strike against those kinds of false accusations, making sure the message isn't distorted into something, lawless.
Gotcha. So if they're explicitly not for anarchy, what are they standing for?
Well, the text is very clear on that, too. It says they are standing for righteousness and the highest of laws, the divine law.
Righteousness and divine law. That's a stark contrast to anarchy.
It really is. Not chaos, but adherence to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Something beyond just human rules or what society thinks at the moment.
And this idea, it ties back, doesn't it? You mentioned reprint 3131.
Yes, exactly. That reference kind of grounds this concept in a wider body of thought. It frames righteousness as aligning with these sort of fundamental, universal principles.
Okay, so putting it all together.
Well, this passage gives us a really striking picture of what it means to express conviction. It suggests misunderstanding and opposition are almost part of the deal for truth.
Mm-hmm. Almost inevitable.
Yeah. But at the same time, there's this equally strong call for, real clarity in your message
Yeah.
and sticking firmly to that higher divine law.
Standing firm, but without adding to confusion or being easily mislabeled.
That's a good way to put it.
So, thinking about this, what does it all mean for you listening right now? Here's something to chew on. In a world where information just flies around, gets distorted so easily.
And where beliefs often clash pretty hard.
Yeah. What responsibility do you feel you have to really clarify your own stance, to make sure your message gets through clearly, especially when you believe you're advocating for something truly good or, fundamentally true?